Welcome back to another GameMaker Studio 2 tutorial, so let's just jump straight into it and let's make this retro classic video game. First step is going to be to press a new, and then a game, blank game, and just name your project. Let's call it Brick Breaker. Let's just press let's go. The next thing we have to do is press on room 1 and just change the width and height of it. So for the width we're gonna choose 544 and for the height 640. Boom, beautiful, just like I am and you are after you press the subscribe button. So the first thing we want to put in our room is the player. So we're gonna make first of all a sprite. We're gonna call it SBR player and go over here and change the size. Click over here on resize canvas and choose the width to be 96, and for the width we're going to choose 16, apply. And for the pivot point we're going to choose middle center, just like that, and go to edit image, choose the bucket tool and fill it with the white color. You can choose any, it doesn't matter, but the white one is just beautiful. Okay, so let's create an object for our sprite so we can put it inside of our room. Obj player, and let's add an event and press on create. Don't ask again for this project if this pops up. Also choose the sprite and drag it over here. Good. We're just gonna write inside of here SPD for speed and equals 5. It's a good number, I tried, believe me. And move direction, we're gonna declare a new variable so we can choose and let our game know if you want to go to the left side or to the right side. I will show you in a bit, just listen. Press on add event, step, boom. So the next thing is we're gonna have to write over here again, move direction equals 0, so it constantly knows that we're just gonna be still, right? Now move -1 to the left and or +1 to the right. So how are we going to let our game know if you want to go to the left? We're just gonna have to take this code and put it inside of here. So what is happening here? So if we press the keyboard, on the keyboard the left arrow, so VK left, virtual key left, and our player is not at the left side of our view, we're gonna make our player move to the left. So say -1, it's still not moving to the left, but we will apply it by saying x. So this is a built-in variable equals or plus equals our SPD times move direction. So what is happening now is we're saying if it is 0 times 5, because our speed is 5, we're just going to add 0 to the x, right? But if we say move direction is -1, it's going to be -5, and every second it will move the speed, so times move direction -5 times 60 FPS. So 5 times 6 is 30, and that is 300. So by that meaning it will move 300 to the left pixel in 1 second. Beautiful. So same thing for the right. We're gonna just copy this code, copy paste it, and instead of left we're just gonna write right for the right arrow key. Change this to be the smaller symbol thing. I don't know what it's called, it doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is that you listen and learn how to make such a beautiful game. And instead of this we're just gonna say room with minus this. All right, this should be working now perfectly. Let's try it out, huh? And also don't forget to change this here, right? We're gonna have to make it +1. Oh, we didn't put our player inside, so let's just go straight to the room and drag our player inside. Toggle the grid off and just try to put it in the middle. You will see a line popping off. Put it around over here. That looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. Beautiful. Let's move to the left. Perfect. Let's move to the right. Beautiful. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a block. It's gonna stand up there, right? It will be able to change colors. It's randomized it every time you start the game. So let's make a sprite SBR block, and let's just make it 32 by 16, just like that. Take the bucket and fill it with white color. Let's go inside of the room and make another object, right? And let's call it obj block. We're just gonna sign, like we did on the player, we're just gonna assign the blocks SBR And we're just gonna put these beautiful blocks inside. So you can copy this block as well by pressing on it once and holding Control and then pressing C and V for copy pasting. We're just gonna copy these two as well and put them right there. Boom. Beautiful. Just like that. And now we're just gonna copy all of those and copy paste it again. And last time we're just gonna take everything again and copy and paste it. Oh yeah, just like that. Boom, done. Just look how beautiful that looks. We can also take one more row and just put it inside of the middle here. Looks a little bit stupid, I think. Okay, now it looks good. Alright, so the trick now here is when we start the game, the colors don't change at the moment. But when we go to our block and press on add event and create, we can do this really easy, right? We're gonna say randomize. But what are we randomizing here now? So we're just randomizing the things that we will randomly generate. We don't want it always to generate the same way. So we're gonna say randomize. You will see in a moment. Don't worry. Don't be scared. Calm the fuck down. Holy shit. Oh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna declare a variable name. We're gonna say random color equals choose. Right? We're gonna say choose. C white. You don't always have to write C and then underscore. You can just write yellow and it will automatically pop up and you just press enter, right? So choose random colors you want. I like blue. I like green. I like oh purple. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's get that purple color. Oh yeah. And the red one. Oh yeah. I won't prefer black because you won't see them then because of the background. So I think we got here 6 colors. I think that is perfectly fine. And I would just go to the draw event and say draw, right? And now we're just gonna say draw self, because if you don't do that, it won't draw itself, right? Its own sprite. So then you're gonna do draw sprite ext. So for extension, when you scroll down, you can see over here it says sprite subming x, y, and etc. Right? So we're just gonna say SPR. So say sprite index, right? So for its own sprite index. And then you're just gonna say image index. And then you're just gonna say X, Y. Everything's same. We don't have to change anything, right? We just want to say, and also 0 for rotation, 360 degrees, if you know what I mean. And here we're gonna say the random color, right? And this is where the magic happens, right? And we're just gonna say alpha 1 for we don't want to have it see through. And now when we start, look at that. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh yeah, we're almost done. So beautiful. Oh, let's have a little break, huh? Let's just drink some water. Oh yeah. What are you laughing at, huh? Holy shit. Next thing is we still do not have the ball, so let's create it. So SPR ball. It's gonna be 16 by 16, pretty small, because we don't want to have a large ball. And then here's a little cool tool, right? Just for you. For your little cozy bed and your little cozy head. We're just gonna drag from the top left to the bottom right, and we're just gonna create a little beautiful ball, right? And now we're just gonna go back to room 1, and I also want to rename it. I don't want to be room 1, right? We don't want to be like all the other normal individuals. We just want to rename it to boss 123 game, right? I think that's perfect. I think that's the way you should name it. Just add your name at the end, underscore, and then just say Alex in my case. And now we're just gonna go back here and create and the objects folder. We're just gonna press right mouse button, create, and go to object, obj ball, right? Now let's just drag the SPR ball inside of here as well again. And also what we have to do is, please do not forget, holy shit, press over here, middle center. Woo, baby. And the next thing is we're gonna go back here. We're just gonna drag the ball inside of here, and now we also have a ball. So this is already starting to look very, very nice. So there are a few things we can change, also make it a little bit better to code, but this is only for simplicity here, to show you how to make a game like this easy in GameMaker Studio 2. Nobody fucking shows it better how to make it, and Why don't you just hit that like button, huh? You smashed that like button so damn hard in the last video, in the snake game tutorial. So why don't you just do that here as well? Let's go back to the OBJ block and add another event. Now we want to set the collision event, right? So when the ball or our block collides with our ball, we want it to get destroyed, right? So we want to say global dot points plus equal 1. And the next thing is going to be instance underscore destroy. So that pretty much means when we collide with our ball, we want to add another point to our score, I guess, and we're just going to destroy our block. Just boom, done. We still do not have those this global variable, but we're just going to add that later on. So the next step is going to be to add the events in the OBJ ball. So go to press double click on the OBJ ball, go to add event, create. Okay, so inside of here we're just gonna write started game. So under here we're just gonna write x equals obj player dot x, and under there we're just gonna write y equals obj player dot y minus 30. Why did we write this now? So pretty much we want to know later on. We're just gonna write in the step event something that you will understand, because I am telling it, right? Nobody else does it better. And we can see x equals obj underscore player dot x. So that means we just want to say that the obj ball should be at the same x position as my bat, so in the center. So I also want to make it stand there where my player is, a little bit above of him. So that means I'm saying obj underscore player dot y, so it will be in the player. I don't want that. And I'm saying minus 30 to go a little bit more up. I hope that's understandable. If not, just write something down in the comments and I'll answer real quick. And when I mean quick, I mean really quick. The next thing we're going to do is go add event, step. Just gonna write in the description, boss Alex 123 starts the game. So why am I writing this? Because I want you to know that this variable that we define, the boolean that says started game equals false. So inside of here we want to tell the game, or the ball, that if started game equals false, we don't want the ball to be able to move, right? We want it to be always at the position of our bat or our player. So we're just going to copy this and put it right inside of here. That is it. So now that our ball is stuck on our player, when you start the game, you will see it looks really cool. When you move, it's, yeah, this is just beautiful, right? And what you could do now is you could go over here, add event, and say key pressed, right? Space. Now you could also say here, if started game equals false, we're just gonna say inside of here, we're gonna make it true. So started game, so it doesn't happen all the time, you know. Just wanna make it stop. Like you should stop waiting and just subscribe immediately. Okay, so after we set true, we're just gonna say direction equals random range between 30 degrees and 150. So why is that? Pretty much we want to shoot it like this. We don't want to shoot it right there, right? Because when you shoot it right there, it will go just back over there where you were, and it will go straight down. Maybe it can happen, you know. We don't want that. We want it to shoot like this, somewhere between here, you know. And yeah, pretty much we just say start game equals true, and the speed of our ball we can define it for. You can change it whether you like it, or if you know how to, you can just say every time the ball hits the block, the speed should get plus equal 1. Easy as that, right? I think it's time that we just say collision objects obj block. So what should happen now is we just say move bounce all. This pretty much means it will mirror its direction. So if it is going like that, right, it will go this way then. You know, this way. Oh yeah, this way. Okay, you will see. So if you tried the game now, it will not work because we still didn't define a few variables. So still just calm down and wait. When we bounce our ball, we also want to destroy other object it collided with. Now that we did that, we could actually just go back to our block and delete this part, right? Because we don't need that. We already have that over there. It will be just a duplicate, and we don't want that. Let's go back to our ball, and that's it pretty much for this part. The next part is going to be collision with the def wall. Well, what is the def wall? We don't have that. Okay, let's go SPR def wall. So the def wall is going to be the wall underneath our player. That's going just to check if the ball passed the player down at the bottom. And if it did, you lose and restart the game. So let's just add a random color. White is... I would prefer white. Let's just keep it white, you know. We don't need fancy colors. Holy shit. It's gonna make a new object, obj, def. And we're just gonna assign the sprite. So def wall is right here. And go back here and put the def wall underneath here where we don't see it. And I will preferably put it inside of here because you will see how the ball just immediately pops away, right? And we don't want that. And the next thing is we're gonna have to put outer walls, right? So let's do that as well. SBR outer wall, outer wall, outer wall. There we go. And now let's just make it again, just like that. Duplicate that and call it outer wall. And change the sprite. Go back inside of here and drag it just like that. Now we want to make it beautiful, right? We don't want to be like noobs, right? So we could differentiate what is. We could just press down here on that def wall and change the color in the bottom left to red. We'll also change the color from our bat and make it like purple. The next thing we have to do is just go back to our ball and make another collision objects outer wall and just say the same thing, move bounce all to true, and that is it. The last collision we have to do is just say collision with our player and just say move bounce all true again. Now there's a little change inside of this code, right? With this collision, we want to have a good direction when it hits our player. So let's say it hits the left side of our bat. I want it to go to the left. If it hits the right side of my bat, I want it to go to the right. And if it hits the center, I want it to go more in a center direction. So inside of here, we're just gonna write objPlayer.x, objPlayer.y, and then its x of the ball and its x of the ball, y of the ball, right? So that's it pretty much. Just put a semicolon at the end and we are good to go. Also add inside of here the collision event with the def wall. It should be just saying game restart, and that is it. Now the last thing we have to do is to make everything work, have text and all, have work, make the points work and all, don't make the game crash. We have to go over here and say object obj. So add event, go to key down and then letters R. Just gonna say game restart, boom, done. So what you have to do is go back to obj game room, right? And drag the obj game manager. Don't worry, you won't see this inside of there. It's just for us here in the managing room. Now when you're inside of here, when you hold R, oh yeah, just look at that. The next thing is we're going to have to go back to the game manager, add event, and then we're just going to make the draw GUI. So we're going to put this code inside of here to just center our text always. And then we're going to draw this text, boom, points, and make a little space over here, a little bit spacey daisy, and just plus string global points. And we're just going to draw under here, draw text as well. And then inside of our room, and then with divided by 2, and the same thing for room height divided by 2. We have everything centered, right? And then we're just going to say press space to start game, and that's it pretty much. Of course it won't work because we still didn't make a create event for our global points. And that is what we're going to go do. We're just going to go inside of here, global points equals 0. And now we are done. Did you really think I will forget the main thing? My song. You better rate it down in the comments. It better be 1,000,000 out of 10. If you want to add a sound, you just go on sounds, create sound. Let's name it SND for sound, music. And then you can press over here and choose a sound from a file. Or you can just drag the music inside of here. And now we're just going to go inside of here, go to OBJ Game Manager. And in the create event, we're just going to say audio, play, sound. We're gonna take it from down there, SND music, beat music, and then priority is gonna be 1,000,000. Loops, true, and that's it if you want to have loops. And start the game. And let's just watch how good it's looking. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh baby, oh it's just good. Oh yeah. And when you hold R, don't forget it's looking damn good.